Hello everyone and welcome to first economics class for the 6th semester. The syllabus for the BCom 6th semester economics is industrial economics, and this is Pratap Hegde conducting industrial economics class for the 6th semester. So dear students, I have already sent the syllabus copy for the 6th semester of economics in the WhatsApp group of yours, and I would request you to please go through the syllabus and find whatever sources that you can find for the same. So in this class we are going to study and we are going to take a look at a brief introduction about industrial economics. First of all, we have to understand what industrial economics studies. Industrial economics is a branch of economics that tries to understand and that tries to clarify and also that studies the basic problems and the drawbacks of industrial development or industrial progress in an economy. So basically industrial economics is the part of economics that studies about the development of industries as well as the problems involved in the development of industries in an economy. Industrial economics has both micro aspect and macro aspect. It studies each and every firms as well as it studies whole industry as a whole. So it both covers micro aspect and macro aspect of the industrial development. So what is the need of studying industrial economics, or what is the scope of industrial economics, or what is the benefit of industrial economics? That all we are going to study in the next classes. So today we are going to focus on the role of industries in the economic development of a country. Whatever the role is played by the industries will be studied in this video. The industries in India can be classified into two. First one is organized industry, the second one is unorganized industry. What do you mean by organized industry? Organized industry is a registered industry which comes under the rules and regulations of the government of India, and unorganized industries are not organized in the manner. They are generally small scale industries and cottage industries. Both these industries play a major role in the development of a nation. So let's go through some of the examples of organized industries. They are steel industry, petroleum industry, textiles, cement, fertilizers, tea, sugar, etc. And the examples of unorganized industries are small and cottage industries and also khadi and village industries. Next, we are going to study the benefits of industries. First of all, the industrial sector or the industries makes use of the natural resources available in a country. The country which has more number of natural resources, minerals, all these natural resources will be utilized by the industrial sector of that country, and the natural resources will be put to the maximum use by the modern industries. The second benefit of the industrial sector is it helps in the balanced sectoral development. As we all know, India was an agrarian country from past few centuries. Agrarian country means more number of people are dependent on India's agriculture sector. So when there are more number of people depending on a single sector, that would create huge indifferences, or that would create imbalance in the economy. So in order to bring that balance, we need to industrialize more. Even today, about half of the population is dependent on agriculture sector only, and only 25 to 27% of the India's population is depending and is earning their livelihood from industrial sector. But compared to that, the contribution of industrial sector towards India's GDP is very much high compared to the contribution of agriculture sector towards India's GDP and economy. So when there are more number of people involved in industrial sector, we could increase our output as well as increase our GDP contribution. So more number of people need to migrate from the agriculture sector to industrial sector. The next benefit of industrial development is enhanced capital formation. For the growth of any economy, there should be increasement in the capital formation on a regular basis. Without the capital, we cannot improve the productivity as well as we cannot improve the employment rate. So in order to increase the capital formation, we need to industrialize more. It also helps in increasing the national income. As I already told, the contribution of industrial sector towards India's GDP is much more higher than the contribution of agriculture sector towards GDP, although the number of people dependent on India's industrial sector is lesser than the India's population that is dependent on India's agriculture sector. So when there are more number of people involved in industrial sector, it would automatically benefit the national income of our country. So more number of people should be engaged in industrial sector. Next one, it also helps in increasing in the job opportunities. When more number of people are dependent on agriculture sector than necessary, they would be disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment means the employment where there are more number of people than actual necessary. So in order to decrease that disguised unemployment and increase the productivity of labor, we need to industrialize more. That will result in increase in the job opportunities or employment opportunities. Next, industrial sector also helps to decrease or lower the pressure on land or the agriculture. So as I already told you, as you already know, people of India are more dependent on agriculture sector, although it gives less output. So in order to decrease that pressure or lower the pressure on agriculture sector due to the excess dependent of the India's population, we need to increase the number of industries, or we need to develop industrial sector so that people are less dependent on the agriculture sector. The next one is it helps in supplementing exports. By exports, we earn a lot of income. So the agriculture products do not generate more income compared to industrial finished goods. So when we export finished goods that are manufactured in industrial sector, we earn more foreign exchange. We earn more income from the foreign countries. So that would be very beneficial for our country. That will help in improving forex reserves. Forex reserves means foreign exchange reserves. Foreign exchange reserves are the reserve of foreign currencies that are maintained or that are kept domestically. So exporting will help in increasing the forex reserves. Exporting industrial goods will earn us more income compared to agriculture products. That's why we need to industrialize more. The next benefit of industrialization is attaining economic stability. Economic stability is mostly dependent on industrial and service sectors, because agriculture output is based on very uncertainties. For example, when in a monsoon season, when there is higher amount of rainfall, that will lead to failure of crops that year, or vice versa, when there is very less rainfall that year, that will also lead to failure of crops that year. And that agriculture in India's economy is very uncertain because it is highly dependent on monsoon rains. Whenever rainfall is apt or in the optimum level, the productivity will be very good. Whenever there is shortfall of rainfall or when there is excess of rainfall, the crops will be a failure. So that agriculture income will be very uncertain. So in order to decrease this uncertainty or in order to lower this uncertainty, we need to rely on more reliable sources and stable sources of income. That is only possible through industrial sector as well as service sector, because industrial production is not very much dependent on the rainfall or any weather conditions. So industrial sector will provide a stable source of income for the country. Next one is, it also helps in accumulation or the creation of wealth. As I already told, industrial products or manufactured products are worth more than the raw materials. The raw materials are usually derived from agriculture sector and then they are converted into or they are manufactured into finished goods for the use of the public, that is done by the industrial sector. So whenever there is more industrial production in a country, we can generate more wealth as we can earn more income from exporting or maybe from supplying industrial products. So accumulation of wealth is possible only when there is high industrial production. The next benefit is that it supports agriculture sector also. How does it do? It takes raw materials that are produced by the agriculture sector of the country and then it converts them into the manufactured or ready made products. So this will provide a market for the agriculture producers so that they can also earn money. So industrial sector helps in the development of a country's agriculture sector also. The next benefit of industrial sector is it helps in the development of markets. It helps in the development of market domestically as well as internationally. So it provides people with lot of opportunities or lot of choices for the people. The industrial sector also majorly contributes towards the national defense, because in the industrial sectors we can produce the defense and research materials that are useful for the country's defense, like for example building aircraft using iron and steel and developing chemicals and also ordnance factories and so on. The next benefit of industrial sector is it contributes towards government's exchequer, or in the simple terms we can call it as government's income, because as the industrial production goes on, the industrialists have to pay some amount of their income or their profit to the government as in the form of taxes. So whenever there is increase in the production, the government's income will also increase, vice versa. So to conclude this topic, industrial sector has a lot of effects on the country's development, on a country's progress, because in the modern world only agrarian economies will not develop, or only agrarian economies will not generate more wealth compared to highly industrialized economies. So industries are the backbones of every rising economies, as it provides stable, steady and high rate of growth or the high output for the development and the rapid growth of that country. So we need to industrialize more in order to have the perks of our growth. So that's all for today. In the next classes we will go through the next topics. Thank you.